Welcome back to my channel. I'm so sunburnt right now. This is not a look. Today we are doing a Q&A. I asked you guys 2 times for some good questions because the first run around I got a lot of good fitness questions. The second run around I got a lot of questions about the same topic. So yeah, let's just dive right into that. Let me pull up my screenshot, get the receipts. Okay, first question, how can I get more motivated to go to the gym? This is something that I sometimes struggle with, but most of the time my clients struggle with it the most. They are not motivated, they don't want to go to the gym. What you have to do is, 1, realize it is something that is going to help you out in the long run. It's going to make you healthier, it's going to make you a better person. And 2, you have to be doing something that you enjoy. So if you are like running every day and you hate running, please do not run. I suggest trying other things, maybe trying yoga, trying Pilates, taking classes, trying CrossFit, try more strength training, try running. Like, expand your fitness realm. Don't just do something because you see somebody who looks good and they do that. Like, you have to find what works for yourself, and when you enjoy it, the results will come and the body that you want will also come. Tips for easy weight loss. Weight loss is actually very easy. And I'm not saying this to be like sarcastic or rude, but weight loss is as simple as not eating more calories than your body is burning in a day. That is when you will lose weight. If you want more help, like a guide on that, and then you want to kind of like get into tracking macros, learn about calories, learn about that type of stuff to get a hold of your nutrition, below in the description box I have 2 ebooks that are kind of focused on that, so you can check either one of those out. I would suggest checking out the one that's called The Dreaded Freshman 15. Sorry, I can't talk today. Not a good time to not be able to. I don't know if to cut or bulk first. Also breastfeeding but feeling chunky. I lift when baby lets me. That's cute. Congrats to being a mama. So I am not a doctor, so with the whole breastfeeding situation, I really don't know if I don't know if women tend to lose weight when they breastfeed or gain weight. I don't know how all of that how all of that works, but I would say definitely focus on your nutrition, making sure that you are eating a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits, that you are eating protein as well. Protein is going to make the biggest difference when it comes to changing your body composition, which is what I'm assuming you want to do if you are feeling a little chunky. And I would say, obviously, when the baby lets you, lift, or if that's what you enjoy doing, or just some form of exercise. But being active throughout the day can help too. So instead of sitting down for a while, like standing up with the baby, walking around the house with the baby, just doing little things like that to increase your daily activity will also help add to the amount of calories that you're burning in the day, which eventually will add to being in a fat loss phase. What's your favorite go-to exercise? My 2, oh God, I can't pick one. I would say hip thrusts and Romanian deadlifts. Those are like, they're the best thing ever. First would be Romanian deadlifts. I love that. Absolutely love that. Carrying on, here we go. Will you be attending Life University soon? I don't know. So for those of you who kind of follow me on Instagram and see my story, or for those of you that are kind of close with me, I do want to go to chiropractic school. When I get my bachelor's degree at FAU in exercise science, I want to transfer over to a chiropractic school. So I did tour Life University. It was such an awesome school. The Life University weekend that they have, where they basically show you the school, talk about the program, work with the students, stuff like that, was phenomenal. I actually went over my birthday weekend. I got food poisoning the first day. Not from their food, I think it was from the breakfast at the hotel. So that's how I unfortunately spent the rest of the weekend, but I met a couple people there and they said they loved it. They actually applied, they got in, and they're going to Life, so congrats to them. That's super awesome. I still have a year left. I'm entering my senior year at FAU, so I'm kind of looking at different schools. The thought of being in Georgia does not sound appealing to me. I am somebody who's grown up by the beach, and I feel very comfortable being by the ocean because I do a lot of water activities. So if you're somebody who lives in Georgia, Atlanta area, please let me know, is it worth it to move? So that's pretty much the predicament I'm in with that. But it does seem like a very awesome school. Most embarrassing thing that happened to you in the gym? So I have ripped pants, which I feel like is one of the most embarrassing. I was actually with my dad. I don't know if he knows I ripped my pants. I was probably too embarrassed to tell him, but I had worn these gray cotton shorts just because cotton shorts don't rub against my legs and give me chafing or anything. They're very comfortable, but they're not sweat proof, and they are also not the best to do heavy squats in. So I was squatting. I kind of felt like a rip, went to the bathroom, looked, there was like a slight hole, you know, I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then the rest of my workout was super high intensity, so I was sweating super bad. I had like butt sweat that was so aggressive, it showed right by my underwear line. And I normally don't care, but for some reason, this was like 2 years ago, I was just a little bit more insecure. I was with my dad at the gym. We were in Maine. It felt very like conservative. Like down here in Florida, people work out in sports bras, their butts hanging out of their shorts. I don't know, it doesn't bother me, but up there I was really embarrassed. I felt so self-conscious. I had like this hole that just kept growing each time I would do anything. And then I had this like really aggressive butt sweat. So that was probably one of the most embarrassing things. Aside from like failing at random weight, making very awkward eye contact with somebody while hip thrusting, that's always fun. That's about it. I have a series of unfortunate, embarrassing events, but honestly, I kind of just like let them go. I'm like, yeah, they happen, whatever. I figure if I can talk about it, it's really not like that embarrassing, you know? I track macros and sometimes I eat more of one or the other. How do I control it better? So I'm assuming you're meaning like some days you might eat more carbs, some days you might eat more fats, like that type of situation. So what I would say is when you're planning out your food and your meals, definitely focus on buying things that are like just strictly carb sources. So if you're gonna have, you know, when you're creating your meals, think of buying things like rice, potatoes, granola, things that are just carbs, and then you can add in just protein sources. So kind of balancing things out that way. I know a lot of my clients, whenever they're tracking their macros, and I even myself struggle with this sometimes, if you are eating just a lot of different random foods that have like a whole bunch of each macronutrient in them, sometimes it can be hard to really stick to a set number of protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So I would suggest focusing on buying things that are like just protein sources or just fat sources and just carb sources and using those to create your meals. That'll also just kind of help you get a better, it'll just be easier when it comes to like hitting your numbers throughout the day. I hope that makes sense. If you have questions or that doesn't make sense, please leave it below. How did your online training or get started? You guys, some of the way you guys ask these questions are crazy. Okay, so I'm assuming you're saying, how did I get my online training started, or like how did I go into that? So basically, I think all online coaches, if you are training for programming, you should have been or are also an in-person personal trainer, because whenever online coaches just decide to be an online coach, you really don't, and you haven't like done in-person training, you really miss out on a lot of the common mistakes that you see people make, or a lot of the things that you need to address. So like for some people, if you've never done in-person training, you've never like asked somebody to squat and watch them squat, it can be terrible sometimes, or it can be amazing. So it's kind of, in my opinion, just doing the customer a disservice if you don't know how to go about those things. So I suggest like asking them for videos and stuff like that as well. But that's another topic. Basically started my online coaching when I started in-person training as well, just so I could try and reach more people through my social media. So I'll bring in clients from Facebook, Instagram, that's really it. I don't really get clients from anywhere else unless it's word of mouth. And basically what I do is, depending on what the client wants, each week or each month, we'll create like a grand program, or just like each week adjust their program to kind of reach their goals. So if like their goal is lean muscle gain, then each week we'll adjust their training so that they are, you know, lifting more in the gym, maybe their calories are going up a little bit, their protein is on point, and we'll kind of keep things, you know, going each week. So that's pretty much how I run my online coaching. I don't use like any fancy app. I do all this through email and text message and like sending out Word documents, and I keep Excel files. So that's literally how I do it. And then my weekly check-in forms are forms I created that I just send out through email. It can be a Word document. It's not really anything fancy. I got hit with so many dating questions. The second time around, where I was like, okay, you guys can ask me questions if you want to make them juicy, all I got were dating questions. But dating in college, were you dating a lot of guys back in college? Well, I'm still in college, and no, I've only had like 3 boyfriends my whole life, and I've only had 2 boyfriends in college, and I've been in college now for like 3.5, 4 years. So no, I really haven't been dating a lot in college. I'm somebody where I prefer long-term relationships, so if I get in a relationship with somebody, it's because I want something to be long-term. Am I dating anyone right now? No sir, and I sleep good at night knowing that. What type of guys are you into? I don't really have a type. I just prefer somebody who is motivated, takes care of themselves, obviously wants the best for me, is going to push me, can laugh at things. I don't take life seriously, so I like to goof off a lot and laugh a lot. Maybe they have to travel. Definitely care about their body, just because I want to be able to spend a long time with them. So in order to do that, they have to take care of themselves. And yeah, just somebody that always, makes me feel comfortable. And I don't even want to have to say is trustworthy or loyal, because those are things that you should expect when you're in a relationship with somebody. But 2019, apparently those things are like debatable. So trustworthy and very loyal. Did you ever think about joining a sorority? Nope. So I had a couple girls when I was going to FAU, they asked me, they're like, you should join a sorority, you should join a sorority. I'm so not that type of girl. Not that there's anything against it, I just don't think I would fit in. I think I would be a terrible fit. I am somebody where I like to do things all the time on my own. Not that I don't get along with girls a lot, but I just find a lot of the time, girls have a lot of drama, and I don't do well with that. I don't have time for that. So I never wanted to do that. I think it's a good way to meet friends, but I personally do not really like partying. I do not really like drinking, and I enjoy being social, but I just find when you're in a sorority or like a fraternity and you're in college, it comes with a lot of those things. So I think I would really not enjoy it, because I do not like doing those things, and I would probably meet a lot of people, but I also don't think I would have a lot of similar interests with them. So I just really had no interest at all. And I think it's kind of pricey, and I never even considered it. What is your major? My major is exercise science and health promotions. I always forget about the health promotions part. What do you know? That's it. So that is all for this Q&A today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, got to know a little bit more about me. If you have any other questions or anything, please leave them below. I have a lot of stuff linked in the description box, so be sure to check that out before you leave. I would also appreciate it if you subscribed, and just let me know what you guys want to see next. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in the next video.